morning, everybody, and welcome back. You're actually starting things off at my home. Before I go, though, I wanted to stock the fire up a little bit. Temperatures are quite cold today. We're going to put all the temperatures up on the screen so you guys know what's going on as we're heading on over. We're going to check on the horses, make sure that they are doing okay, check on water. We do have a lot of things we got to check today to make sure that everything is still working the way it's supposed to. So just in that little bit, going out and starting the truck up, I almost lost feeling in my fingers. Now we're gonna get suited up for getting out to the stable. I like to dress as though there's no chance of me going into any heated buildings. That way I don't put myself in any bad situations. That means we put a lot of layers on. A base layer, a base hoodie, a heated jacket with fully charged battery, a backup battery, overalls, a jacket that goes over top of that, a backup hat, face mask, and of course, gloves. Morning. Yeah, good morning. It's oddly calm outside. Hey, honey. Coco, you really need to learn that you need to be first. Makes more sense for him to be out here than Honey. Honey's always on the ball. and then there's Coco. Come on, in your stall. In your stall. Yeah, hey, honey. There you go, sweetheart. Well, the horses are looking pretty good. We actually even have some of the heavy blankets on the horses, which it's been a long time since we got those out. There you go, Buster. Hey, Rocky. There you are, beautiful. Horses are looking pretty good. We are going to be looking for signs of shivering or anything like that, though this is kind of weather that they are perfectly capable of handling. For those that didn't know, horses are capable of handling temperatures all the way down to -40 degrees below Fahrenheit, so long as they have something to block the wind. So oddly enough, it's not windy right now. I don't know if patterns are shifting and it's about to get a lot windier as the day goes on, because we are in a high wind advisory for the day. So it might be nice now, later on not so much. We'll be watching the weather and making sure that if things do get bad, keeping them in is definitely on the table. That being said, we won't keep them in just to make ourselves feel better. We will only keep them in if the horses actually want to be kept in and need it. And they aren't cold in any way, shape, or form. Don't be eating the bucket, Diego. Big trick is making sure that they have water. Taking a look at our automatic water bowl, you can see that this is working. Ava's getting a nice drink of water. I already checked our big field water trough. That is fully thawed out and ready to go. We did switch tank heaters, so the donkey's water trough is now going to thaw out, so they'll have thawed water for the day. The big field water trough is pretty big, so it takes the better part of the day, but usually by evening feeding is when that one starts to freeze over, and that's when we'll switch our tank de-icers from one to the other. So now we're gonna let the big field in, because we have some clients here that their horse is in the big field, so we'll get them their horse first. Just wanted to see, because my watch is saying it is 18 degrees, and in the barn it is 12. It's 12 degrees. 12 degrees Fahrenheit and negative, looks like -12 degrees Celsius is what that would, I think that's what that is, right? -10, -11, I think is what that is in Celsius. All right. Hey, Swain. Come on in, brother. Morning, Sky. Morning, Obi. A big sign to see if the horses are doing all right in these cold weather temperatures is if they look, well, cold. And the signs of that are shivering, ears that are flat back, eyes that are watery or glazed, and a general irritable attitude. And they're all pretty much acting the same, normal stuff. We have a lot of hay out for our horses, so we're not too worried about them. This could be a pretty major issue if we didn't have round bales. If we were feeding small square bales, this would be a problem because they wouldn't be eating enough hay to keep their furnaces going. But their furnaces are definitely going. They're all comfortable. And look at this. Samson got to spend about an hour out with his friends. He's got a fancy wrap on to keep his catheter thawed. RJ. And so the horses don't mess with it. And then of course the sunscreen. Hi, Weather. Do you want to go back in your stall? Sounds like a good idea, I think, right? You're going into your stall, RJ? Attaboy. Now we're talking. That's what we're talking about. So that is good. He already got his dose of medicine for today. We will be giving him his next dose this afternoon, right for afternoon feeding. And he will be kept in during the day. We have been letting him out, but because of the high wind, high cold, he's been kept in purely because of the catheter. So since his owner was here early this morning and gave him his first dose of medicine, he was able to be out for a little over an hour. And she wanted him to be able to at least have some opportunity to get out and spend time with his friends. So he got that opportunity. Everybody else looks like they went to their stalls, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and switch over to the middle field and see how they look. All right, middle field, it is time for you to come in as well. Morning, Sarah. Morning, Diego. Yeah, come on, brother. There we go. Okay, and in. Beautiful. Very good. Good girl, Ebony. Hey, champ. Morning, brother. Morning, Rebel. Hey, Bella. Hey, Ava. Perfect. We're missing 2 horses, Jack and George. A surprise to absolutely nobody. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, good. They're making me not have to walk all the way down there. That was a close one. Walking around, kind of looking at them from above. A few of them are already ready to be turned out. Hey, Danny. Right? He's coming up, trying to look at you guys. A couple of them are still eating, like good old Declan here. Right, Declan? You all know we wait for him to finish before we turn everyone out. But Archer, ready to be turned out. I don't know if you guys can see Champ down there. He's ready to be turned out. A good way to tell if the shivering is actually giving a quick and close look at their hind. If you can see their hind, you'll look, their tails will be vibrating a little bit and their back end will be tucked in. Their tail will be tucked in. All signs that they're shivering. No shivering at all. They're completely fine, comfortable, warm. Of course, you could do the age-old method of taking your hand, sticking it in under the blanket and feeling if there's heat. If there's heat, then you know they're warm. If there's not heat, then you know they're cold. So horses are all looking just fine. We'll keep an eye on them for tonight as well. I'm hopeful that this is the last windy day that we have for a while. And then after today, we're dealing with just cool temperatures, you know, mid-20s, but no wind. That would be swell. All right, well, that is a wrap for morning feeding. Well, with morning feeding taken care of, all the horses looking good, and nothing frozen. All of our heaters are working. Kind of rare. Usually you have one heater that's like, nah, coldest day of the year, not working on it. But yeah, everything's doing good, so that's awesome. We are out of fuel for our four-wheeler, ATV, however you'd like to call it, quad bike, I think some of you refer to them as. So we're gonna go to the fill station and get that filled up. I'm also going to pick up our glue. I can't store it in my truck because, well, it gets too cold for it. So I am going to pick that up. And yes, I am going to head down to the barn, the build site, and see what we can do. Even if that means I can only manage to build 1 truss. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to see what I can do, and if I can't, I can't. And then if I could, I could. That is how I am approaching today. I'm so dressed for all of this that I'm personally am not cold, even with the intense winds. So we'll just see what we can do for the day. Well, hello, Ebony. Hello. Look at them, all cute over there. This is the flatbed wagon that we used to get our hay. We're going to put this back inside. It is surprisingly calm down here. I'm kind of impressed. Maybe I'm just dressed for it. I don't know. Either way, I need to hook it up. You guys are gonna go for a ride. This is exciting. Hopefully the camera stays on. Just a little bit bumpy down here. I'll tell you, this hay season coming up, it's gonna be real handy having both of these wagons as flatbeds. So long as we actually have both of these wagons as flatbeds. Something tells me one's gonna be converted into something else. Well, there we go. I'm really happy I designed this the way I did. I was able to just pull the wagon right in here. As we were doing the trusses, we learned that the quickest and easiest method of moving them was by hand. Picking them up, 2 people, carrying them over to our storage area, and setting them down. So I don't need to have this big gap. All I need is a gap big enough for a person to walk through comfortably and work. And that way it makes it easier for me when I'm down here myself to take the truss, flip it over onto the other side, and work on the other side. After being down here for a little bit, which was another big reason why I wanted to come down and move this wagon, just kind of see how it felt down at the build site. To be really honest with you guys, I think I'm dressed for this because I'm kind of on the warmer side right now. And that's because of me working and stuff. So I think that we'll actually make some trusses this afternoon. Kind of crazy, but you have to be to do this kind of stuff. If you're not crazy, you're not gonna make it. That being said, it is noon, so I'm gonna drive the truck back up because I'm wearing so much stuff. Walking through the pasture will kill me. I'll get sweated and then it'll be all over. So we're gonna drive the truck back up, see what we have for lunch, then we'll drive the truck back down here and make a few trusses. Nothing crazy, but something. For lunch today, we are having a sausage hoagie, as well as some lentil soup, and I also got some peanut butter cake. Well, welcome back to the build site. Just came over to look at our beautiful trusses. Oh, you know how good it is to see a big pile here of trusses, fully complete? Let's look down inside. Oh, look at it, look at them all. Oh yes, I might cry tears of joy on install day when we're putting these up on top. Wow, that's gonna be a moment. Until then, we have more to make. We're not even halfway there. So let's get a few more done today. That's how I've been working on this build from the start. Just get a little bit done each and every single day. Look where we are, it's working. I parked the truck right there, block a little bit of the wind coming in. You know, honestly, every little bit helps. I don't know if the forecast is correct, but they're saying tomorrow we don't have that much wind. This should be it. Which means the temperature should level off. And if that's the case, that is going to be a joyous day. Little one, big one, big one, little one. Here we go. By the way, the generator is powering the battery chargers. It also is what allows me to warm up the batteries. The exhaust of the generator is able to warm the equipment up. Okay, this jig has been so important for getting all these trusses made. Gusset time. It's like I'm going shopping. Just go to the store, grab what I need. Now with all our boards put together, it's time to glue them. Okay. Now that's done, we can screw everything down. I start in the middle and work my way out. And then of course this is going to be done on the other side too. Face is getting a little cold, guys. Sorry, I know my voice is going to muffle here. There we go. That's one complete truss. And that's how we do it. I'm gonna leave this here. It's not really a good idea for me to try to carry that by myself over to the pile. So we'll just keep stacking them on top here until we run out of time.
That's 3 trusses complete, 3 that we didn't have completed. I'm out of time. It's time for me to head back on up and start feeding for the afternoon. I wonder if these guys will come up when I call for them or if they're gonna be too lost in that round bale. Time will tell. Well, fast forward some time, a lot of time. It is almost midnight. Megan and I are actually just got back. We spent the whole evening over at Andrew and Lauren's. It was nice, we had a good time, but I am exhausted. We also cared for Samson and gave his treatment. So thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with me on this blustery, cold day. I'm told the wind should subside and we just get to enjoy normal cold temperatures without the crazy wind chills, which would be nice. I hope we get that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.